There's a popular coloring method among Chinese artists on Xiaohongshu called tangu or hidden color. Normally, this is how I color. If I have a light source here, this will be darker and this will be lighter. That's it. That looks flat. It makes me young. But with the tangu method, the colors would be richer, more stylized, and the overall painting would be more interesting. Aside from the hidden color, I would also try rendering methods from 3 popular Chinese artists on Xiaohongshu: Junyuan, Black Sister, and the last one is holy shit, that's a long ass username. 柱间整宴祭祭天之树上班. Yeah, that's their username. What is this translation? I will link to them in the description, and I know a lot of Westerners are on Xiaohongshu because of the TikTok ban thing. So, instead of just scrolling aimlessly on Xiaohongshu, check out this amazing artist. Let's start with the general coloring method before moving on to the hidden colors, which I will implement as the painting progresses. First, the face. The face has 3 main color zones: yellow on top, red in the middle, and blue on the bottom. Since the base color usually already has yellow, I will just add red and blue. If you look at the works of Zhu Jian, Zheng Yan, Ji Ji, okay, let's just call them Zhu Jian for short. They really emphasize red around nose and cheeks. This creates contrast and adds dimension to the face. I tried this on darker skin tones in a previous video and it works great. I will shade as usual based on the reference. By the way, this is the reference I'm using. Sorry about the censorship. YouTube is unpredictable these days. I've been looking at a lot of male ballerinas, or is it ballerinos? Their dynamic and beautiful poses really help with anatomy and pose studies. Maybe I'll talk more about it on my live stream. Yes, shameless plug. I stream now. And of course, my baby girl, Cafe, is the perfect muse for these flexible, bendy poses. Even though in reality, he spends his days pulling all-nighters working on projects and probably has a serious case of lower back pain. Anyway, let's move on to the hair. Paint the inner parts of the hair with a lighter color. It sounds counterintuitive since those areas usually have more shadow, but a lot of Xiaohongshu artists use this method. This creates a glowing hair effect and gives the painting a stylized look. But Fong, I want my painting to be more realistic. Well, still, give it a try. It will spice up your painting. I'm referencing this artwork from Zhu Jian, where the face has soft contrast for a watercolor look. However, I think I'm doing a pretty bad job at it. Who am I kidding? They're an art god. I'm just stupid. Anyway, I cannot find a reference from both Junyuan and Zhu Jian for rendering tight clothes and arms, so I'm referencing Black Sister's works for it. Unlike Junyuan's softer, watercolor-like textures, Black Sister's art has darker shadows and thick brush strokes. It's almost like an oil painting. It might look weird to have the face look softer while the rest is more contrasted, but I'm sure future Fong will find a way to fix it and not get stressed about it at all. Before we get further into the painting, let's talk about the hidden color for a bit. This is part 1. The rest of the explanation will come as the painting progresses. We cool? Okay, here is one of Junyuan's painting. I know, OMG, right? Now, I want you guys to focus on the girl's arms and dress. So this is the base color for the skin, and this is the shadow color. Same with the dress. This is the base color, and this is the shadow color. However, notice that they apply some blue to the skin and also to the dress. And these are what hidden color is. They're called hidden colors because if you turn the painting into grayscale, they don't affect the contrast. These colors have similar value or darkness, so in grayscale, they're invisible. See, there are no changes between the values. But if you turn the painting back into colored, they're there. Hidden colors can reflect the environment, like the sky or the grassy field, or just to add variety to your palette. Many artists use cool colors, like blue, purple, but you can also experiment with warmer colors to get a different result. Now, of course, you cannot just add blue willy-nilly like this. Okay? No, What is this? Hokpe. First, use eyedropper on the color, then you open the color wheel and then move it to either blue, purple, yellow, green, what have you, and then increase the brightness a little bit. Now lower the brush opacity and you apply it softly like this. And if it still looks weird, use the eyedropper again and then pick the resulting color, then just apply it like that. It's basically like creating midtones. Like I was saying, that was only part 1 of the hidden colors because I have yet to finish this artwork. I was struggling a bit because this is the first time in 84 years since I've drawn a dynamic pose. Not to mention, the close rendering is a bit tricky. A gentle advice to you guys if you want to do this coloring study. Just draw a floating head or whatever you feel is easy. It will be so much faster and easier and you will have less regret in life. And pick an easier angle too. Because I just realized Cafe's face looks weird from this angle and I had to fix his face off camera. Yes, off camera because I am ashamed of my mistakes. Anyway, let's talk about hair rendering. Since I started watching hair tutorials on Xiaohongshu, it feels like I'm learning to draw hair all over again. Forget the glowing inside hair thing for a minute, okay? In Junyuan's work, they don't render every part of the hair in detail. If it is close to the light source, they will simplify the shading. In the case of Black Sister and Zhu Qian, they seem to render hair quickly with simple brush strokes, but Zhu Qian's work looks more watercolor than Black Sister's. However, they all share similar shapes when rendering hair, which is the distorted Hyundai logo. Also, during rendering, the hair might lose its definition because you're painting over the sketch. If that happens, redraw the hair with softer line art. On my last stream, someone asked, does coloring the inside of the hair lighter mean replacing shadows with light colors? And that's a very good question. I don't think it's that simple though. You still need shadows so the hair doesn't look flat. So apply lighter color to areas that usually get darker, like near the neck or the opposite side of the face. I will up the contrast and overlay some colors before going for the second part of the hidden color. I will apply the same method by using low opacity brush. I'm increasing the brightness for a bit to soften the shadows on the hair. If you want to keep the contrast, use colors with the same value. I'm always starting with blue. I think it's the most natural, cool colors for portraits. Recently, I found this fan art of JoJo on Xiaohongshu. Color looks insane. It looks so good. Put it side by side with the actual JoJo. Like, the artist is literally thinking miles out of the box when drawing this fan art. This is my first attempt at using the hidden colors method, so it's still a bit awkward. And I'm still not brave enough to play around with the colors like that JoJo fan artist. I mostly just add blue to the shadows. There's actually a much quicker way to do this on Procreate, but the result is kind of a hit or miss. Alright, let me show you. Open your layers and then you duplicate your drawing. Okay, now click on the picture and choose invert. Okay, now it's looking like this. It's scary, but let's move on. Now open your blending modes and then scroll down until you find hard mix. Lower the opacity for around 20%. You can go lower, but I think 20% is good. Now you duplicate the main layer again and then you merge with the hard mix layer. So now you have this layer on top of the main one. And then you go to adjustments and pick Gaussian blur. Set it to around 2 or 3. You open the blending mode again and now pick color. Then just adjust the opacity until you get your desired look. Now you see that the face also has multiple colors on it. And sometimes it's not looking good. Like, I want the face to just look smooth without any other additional colors. Click on the picture again and then choose mask. Now when you're using layer mask, don't use the eraser, just use the brush. If it's black, it will act like an eraser. Here, let me show you. Okay, but if you choose white, it will add in the colors. Okay, so let's use black and erase the color on his face. I will leave some colors on his chest and neck. You can have a lot of hidden colors, not just blue or purple, but multiple hidden colors. Like there's yellow, pink, blue, green. But again, the result is hit or miss. Can you also do that in Ibis Paint? Well, I tried. And let me just show you. So invert, use hard mix, lower the opacity, duplicate again, then you merge, and then you choose color. Yeah, it doesn't work. I think it's because Ibis Paint's hard mix gives different results from Procreate, so it doesn't work. So if you only have Ibis Paint, just do it manually. I know it's slower, but you have more control of the colors. Let's try adding another color. I think I would go with reddish purple. Okay, since you already have blue, just use eyedropper to pick the color. Don't move the value too much. Just pick the blue and then you rotate your color wheel to your desired color and just move it a tiny bit and then you add it in so the contrast doesn't look too different. I also tried adding more saturated colors so the overall painting doesn't look too soft. I'm still not sure about the result, but maybe I'll get better with practice. I'm sure there is more than meets the eye to this hidden color method. I'm doing my best to translate the tutorials on Xiaohongshu and watch how these amazing artists do it. My goal is this JoJo fan art. If I can color like that, it means I have mastered color theory and my lecturers back in my university can suck it. No, but my color theory lecturer was actually super nice. That was a joke, okay? I apologize. But for now, I have to be satisfied with just this. I might do a live stream again next week or 2 weeks from now. Come and join me if you have time. And that's about it. Alright then, take care now.